History 18. Roman Praetorian Guard. In the early days of the Roman Empire, after years of civil war and fear, Augustus wanted to build a new age of peace. Rome had suffered under rival generals, political murders, and armies marching against their own people. As the first emperor, Augustus needed protection, but he also needed to look like a careful ruler, not a military tyrant. So he created a special force close to his power, the Praetorian Guard. At first, they were meant to be the emperor's shield, loyal soldiers standing between Rome's ruler and danger. The Praetorian Guard did not begin as a dark political machine. Its roots went back to the Roman Republic, when generals used trusted soldiers as personal bodyguards in the field. Augustus took this old military habit and turned it into a permanent imperial institution. These men were not ordinary frontier soldiers fighting distant enemies. They lived close to Rome, close to the palace, and close to the Senate. This made them different from every other army unit. Over time, they became kingmakers, people who have the power to choose who the leader will be, even if they are not the leaders themselves. Under Augustus, the Guard had structure and purpose, but under later rulers, its power grew stronger. In 23 CE, during the reign of Tiberius, the Guard was concentrated inside Rome. This camp was more than just tents. It was a permanent stone fortress called the Castra Praetoria. By putting thousands of elite soldiers in the middle of the city, the Guard became a constant shadow over the government. Their commander, Sejanus, became one of the most powerful men in Rome, showing that the leader of the emperor's guards could become dangerous himself. The Guard's greatest power came from one simple thing: closeness. They did not need to control every province or every legion. They only needed to control access to the emperor, the palace, and the moments when power changed hands. When an emperor died, was murdered, or became weak, the Praetorians could choose who to support. Their weapons gave force to their words. The Senate might speak of law and tradition, but armed men in Rome could turn a political wish into a living emperor. In 41 CE, the world saw how powerful the Praetorian Guard had become. Emperor Caligula was assassinated, and Rome fell into confusion. In the chaos, the Guard found Claudius, a member of the imperial family, and supported him as the next emperor. This moment became one of the clearest examples of the Guard acting as kingmakers. Claudius did not rise only because of noble blood or Senate approval. He rose because the soldiers near the palace decided that he could wear the imperial purple, the rare and expensive color that only an emperor was allowed to wear. Over time, emperors learned that loyalty had a price. They gave the Guard special payments called donatives, essentially, a massive cash bonus or bribe to make sure the soldiers liked their new boss. But this created a dangerous lesson. The Praetorians began to understand that imperial power could be bought, rewarded, or traded. In 193 CE, after murdering Emperor Pertinax, the Guard committed its most infamous act. They stood on the walls of their camp and shouted to wealthy men below, asking who would pay the most money to become emperor. Didius Julianus won this shameful auction and bought the empire, but his victory showed the world that Rome's honor was for sale. The sale of the throne shocked Rome and helped throw the empire into deeper crisis. Septimius Severus, a strong general with loyal soldiers of his own, marched toward power. He defeated Didius Julianus, punished the Praetorians, and reorganized the guard by replacing many of them with men loyal to him. But even this did not erase the deeper problem. Rome still had no peaceful and stable way to choose emperors. The long story of the Praetorian Guard finally ended in 312 CE, when Constantine defeated Maxentius at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. After his victory, Constantine disbanded the Guard and ended one of Rome's most feared institutions. The soldiers who had once protected emperors had become a threat to emperors. Their story remains powerful because it shows the invention of a fatal flaw in power. The people hired to protect a ruler can become the people most likely to hurt him. Rome created the Praetorian Guard to protect the throne, but in the end, the Guard learned that it could control the throne itself.